Hello everyone, my name is Moses Saran, and I am not in front of my Christmas tree this year, and normally I would, but I just don't feel like filming a video up in my Christmas tree right now because I think my parents are in the living room now anyway, and I don't feel like kicking them out just to record a stupid video that I can just record down here, so this is just a small little something I want to put together, and that is that really thank you guys for being really supportive this year because 2014 has been probably the hardest year of my life. Um, Almost without exaggeration. There was a lot of crap that went on early on in the year. Um, it got really bad towards the end of March when a couple of my friends ended up passing away, and that was a really tough time on me, and I still think about that probably a couple times, like once every week, I'd say now. And on top of that, there's just been so much insane stuff that's happened this year. I've been so busy with school as of lately, and just problems with other people, but that's not really about what this all is. Honestly, thank you all for who's actually supported me over these years, and I don't think I'd be around here very much longer if not for how much your support really means to me. In particular, the many Let's Players and people I just want to thank in general. I want to thank, going back to some of my longest time friends. I want to go back to thanking from the days when I used to be on the Super Skarmory forums back in, like, God, 2010, I think. I want to thank both Growth and Technic Pow, who have both been really supportive of me over the last, like, few years, and we've talked about a lot of stuff over those years. Also from 2010, I want to thank Viper5787, who's another really longtime friend of mine, and I'm kind of surprised to, basically I think we just sort of became friends after he just sort of commented on my Mario Sunshine videos back in the day. That was like 4 years ago when I finished that too. That's insane. And one thing I noticed that I wanted to stop doing is I need to stop dwelling on the past. And I know that one of my biggest problems is I'm a huge sucker for nostalgia. And I'm not gonna lie, 2010, 2011 was some really, really fun years of my life. They really were. I'm not saying the rest of the years weren't, but they were probably the most memorable years I've ever had on my YouTube channel. And I still can't believe it's been like 3, 4 years since those days, but it has, and honestly, as much as I wish I could go back in time, honestly, I should just accept the fact that I can't. I have all these great videos to remember those years by, but I can't really go back to those years at all in any shape or way, so I should stop trying to, because the more I do, the more I wish, I could. So from now on, I want to focus on basically what's in the now rather than what's to come or what's, in the past. So, yeah, but back to the other people that I want to give initial shows to. Um, I would also like to thank, geez, from 2011, I'd like to thank ZMP Pro, Ningamer09, Flaming Pichu, Baster09, if that's even his account name anymore. I'm not even sure if I'm just basing it on, Skype or not. I don't even know if that's his current account, but my friend Bailey, you know who you are. And I don't know any other friends that I met in 2011, so all four of you guys, I need to thank you guys. We used to have it be part of a collab channel, but we kind of stopped that. And since then, I've met both NinGamer09 and ZMP Pro at separate PAX Easts, and it was a blast hanging out with both of you guys. With James at PAX East 2013 and Mikey at PAX East 2014. And I look forward to hanging out with both of you again next year. Actually, I don't think Mikey's going next year, but... yes, he is. Yes, he is, I think. I look forward to hanging out with both of you next year at PAX East as well. That's going to be a very fun time. But then, yeah, after that, 2012, I want to thank King Acorn 85 and, who's also just been a really, really great friend of mine and really supportive, and then there's just a bunch of other random shoutouts to people I know personally. I'd like to thank my friend CJ. He's been in a number of my videos before. I don't know what his current YouTube channel is. He had a couple of them, and I don't know if any of them are still active or not. Last video I think we did was, God, back in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, I'm pretty sure. Then on top of that, I'd also like to thank Dallas, whose YouTube account used to be I'mDemand588, but he changed it when the Google Plus, like, when you could change your name, like, with Google Plus and whatnot. And his channel is SSDallas00. I'd like to give a huge shout out to him because he is a really consistent YouTuber, and he does a lot of games that I usually wouldn't do, but he's been a really long-time supportive friend of mine. Shout out to Alex as well. Even though we don't really get along the greatest in the world, it's still fun to record stuff with him, especially Kirby Superstar Ultra. I have a lot of that recorded at this time, and it's been a lot of fun to record that. And yeah, I don't know. There's one more shout out I want to give to a certain YouTube user. I don't want to say any names right now because this username is literally just her actual name, but it's a person that was a really good friend of mine a few years ago, and sadly she ended up moving away. And actually, two really good friends of mine, two sisters I should say, that are really good friends of mine, or were really good friends of mine, and honestly, I miss them a lot. And that's another big problem that screws with my mood a lot, is just thinking about that, like thinking about just missing them, and it's a hard thing to go through. I've ranted about this on Twitter a lot. But yeah, you know who you are. If you don't really have too much time left on this camera, really quickly, this is the Mario 3 VHS tape that that friend of mine gave me. And it's just something that I always have to remember them by. I have the whole Mario 3 series on DVD, so it's not like it's not like I watch this too much, but it's just something that I sort of keep around. By the way, I found this earlier today. Thank God I found that, because that's one of my favorite games. Anyways, back to the shoutout. I don't know how I forgot about this. Shoutout to my friend Nintendo Let's Play, aka Audaciously Awkward now, as he's known on YouTube. Really, really nice guy, really supportive, and just an all-around great guy. We've done many videos, we've recently actually done videos in Pokemon Emerald towards the end of that, and those were some of the best videos I ever recorded, I think. So, yeah, all you guys, yeah, you just all meant, like, a lot to me, and I really thank you and wish you guys the best holidays. And I'm saying that because I actually know someone who I mentioned that doesn't celebrate Christmas, so if you celebrate Christmas, then Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate it, then Happy Holidays, and I thank you guys a lot. Also, I'm going to be probably streaming sometime over the holidays, so look out for that. The Amazing Mirrors stream I'm probably going to do, and I might do Sonic Adventure as well, I'm not sure. I have to look into that, but honestly, I don't expect myself to be doing much, so expect